everybody? What's up, everybody? Gonna play a game of chess on lichess.org. Play Sicilian here. I haven't recorded a game from lichess before, so why not? Trying to fix the area just a little bit there. That probably does it. Okay. Ooh, let's see. What do we do here? I think we take that. And then if he plays c3, no c3, then we just play knight c6, right? Can't think of why not, so I'm going to play knight c6. So at some point I'd like to play g6. Obviously I can't do that right now. I am out of book. I don't have any standard responses to this stuff. Let's see. G6 could be played now. G6, Queen C3, Knight F6, E5. I don't know. Maybe I should just play E6 and D5. I don't know, man. E6 and D5 seems pretty good. And then eventually B6 and the bishop out this way. I don't know. I really feel like I want to play G6. So let's go G6, Queen C3, Knight F6, and E5. And Knight D. I think it's okay to play Knight D5 there. Let's go ahead and do it. So just get me closer to something I'm comfortable playing. I clearly can't play Bishop G7 on Queen C3, so it has to be Knight F6. I mean, I guess I could play something like Knight E5, or not Knight E5, just plain old E5 at some point. But that doesn't seem consistent with what I want to do. E5 and D6, and then maybe someday F5. I mean, not the kind of plan I really want to do. Now, if he plays anything but Queen C3 here, then I just play Bishop G7, clearly. So on E5, I'm going to play Knight D4. I'm sorry, D5. Alright, so not really important, right? Can I not just take E4? No, of course I can't. Okay, hello, wake up. There's something crazy like Queen A5 here. I don't know. Bishop G7 seems fine. Bishop G7, E5, Knight D4 again. I think I'm okay here. We'll find out. Also do something like Knight G4. E5, Knight G4, E6, because the pawn would be pinned. And then maybe F4. I don't know, interesting. I got this Queen A5 idea to trade queens at some point. Queen A5, Queen takes Knight A5, and then he's got to defend the pawn. What did he just play Knight C3? And I mean, everything's normal. Okay, so now I can take on E4, right? E4 looks fine. Is there anything to Knight D4? I mean, there may be, but I don't see it quickly. What about Queen A5? Oh, Queen A5 wins the bishop. Ha! Oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because of Bishop D2. Almost. Okay, so I'm going to take on e4. And that looks pretty good. Now, well, he's going to have to move the bishop anyway. So, queen a5, forking the king and bishop a second ago. Didn't work because bishop d2 both blocks the check and saves the bishop. And attacks the queen, so didn't quite work. So here we've just won a pawn for no compensation. I am playing a lower rated player. I just put an open seek with a pretty wide range. Okay, so knight f3. What I want to do now is just castle, I think. I could trade queens with queen b6. Doubling my pawns doesn't seem worth it. I could take the bishop, which seems probably worth it, but that knight is doing a pretty good job in the middle of making some threats. So knight takes bishop, and knight takes knight. Can I exploit the position of the knight in that line with e6? I mean, I don't think that really exploits anything. Oh, hey, there's that tactic, right? Alright, so check it out. Knight takes, queen a5, and booyah. Unless I'm missing some saving move, this wins the piece. See, I almost missed it. That's Blitz for you, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see a resignation, but you never know. May have to play this out to the bitter end, but from here on it'll be easy. So we'll see how long it takes him to... No resignation. So mop-up duty commences. Now we can play queen e5, double attacking. Well, not double attacking, I mean putting two attackers on b2. Oh, and it's a fork, right? So yeah. Threatening queen e5. I should probably castle at some point. Gotta watch my b7 square while he's there. Alright, so I think just castle. Right, why wouldn't I just castle here? Been watching for things like knight d4. See if they work at some point. Need to get this bishop moving. Could probably do that with b6 now. d6, and then the bishop needs to develop in this direction. Was going to leave b7 undefended. b6 and bishop b7 develops it on this diagonal and doesn't have the downside of leaving a pawn undefended. Here I can do something. I can go queen f4 attacking this pawn. I can go queen a5 getting over here and trying to trade queens. I like queen a5 for that reason. Yeah, I'm going to go queen a5. Solve this problem on b7 that I don't really like. The next move I'm going to play queen b4 and try to trade queens. I'm sure he won't allow it, but that's going to put my... I say he won't allow it. I don't know that he can really easily stop it because of the threat on b2, but I may be missing something. If he lets me play queen b4, I'm trading queens probably by force. Once queens are traded, then probably d6 and developing the bishop, followed by getting some rooks on the c-file, and it should be trivial from there. Also in that line, a2 would be under attack. Not that that matters, but just talking out loud while my opponent plays slowly in a lost position. Okay, so here he can maybe take on f7, but I just take with the rook, and that's all she wrote. So I am going to play queen b4. And remember that if he moves the queen away, then queen takes b2 is checkmate. So I could probably pre-move. Pre-move enabled. I've never done that before. I don't really like pre-move. That's why I play with a big increment. By the way, this was an 8-minute game with 8-second increment per move. Probably should have said that from the outset, but I didn't. That's just... I really like that time control. It feels really nice. You have enough time to think when you want to. Okay, I'm going to trade queens. And now, I don't care about this. This is not going to lead to anything, so now I'm going to play this. This stops any d-file stuff and allows my bishop to develop. And if he takes on... Yeah, see, the only other thing was, I think it might have been better to play h6, but I mean, I'm going to play bishop h8 in that case. But, oh wow, I totally missed that was pinned. Whoops, okay. This should not be a big deal, but that was a mistake on my part. Totally a mistake. I'm going to have to be careful here. And well, I don't really need to be careful, because the bishop is going to protect h7, so no big deal. Let's go ahead, though, and deal with this. And I'll deal with it in this way. What I'm doing is getting rid of this bishop and its pin here, so that I can play something like f5 or f6, and giving my king some room to maneuver. But even if he doubles on the h-file, he can't ever play rook h8, because I just take it. So it looks kind of scary, but there really isn't an attack on the h-file. Should we play something like bishop d5, then I'll just play e6. I don't really want to play e6 because of the d6 pawn. Yeah. I'll just do it. I really like my pawn on d6, but I'm going to have to move it to d5. This is a consequence of me missing that pin. I just totally missed that pin. That's the kind of mistake that can cost me, but in this case, it did not. Okay, so here my knight is not as valuable as his light squared bishop, and I'm okay with giving up. But did I even give up a pawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I'm still up a pawn and a piece, so no problem. Huh. Okay, well that's a mistake. That might spur him to resign, but it doesn't. Okay, weird. Not sure why he did that. But at this point, nothing really matters. And if he decides to just waste time, which... Okay, there's the resign. Alright, well guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.